I enjoyed hearing Chris Benedict describe her approach to building green buildings in New York City. The refreshing thing was she didn't talk about massive windows or solar panels or all kinds of high-tech needs to build green. She focuses on cavity walls, insulation, boilers, and keeping things affordable. Her approach is to understand what goes wrong in an energy-hungry building and then design around those things. Look at every energy load and reduce, reduce, reduce. Then meet those loads with efficient systems that are right for those particular loads. Her constructions use 85% less energy for heat and hot water and 50% less than electricity for a typical building. My favorite slide was the one showing the amount of government grants received. A blank slide. Chris is able to achieve things by keeping things simple, simple, simple. A recurring theme at this year's summit. Eric Bonobo started out with a quote from Louis Pasteur, "Luck favors the prepared mind." His story revolved around the idea of introducing luck and being ready when it happens. He built a serendipity machine, StumbleUpon.com, to do so, and gave some examples like baby naming sites. You don't know what you want to name the child, but you'll know it when you see it. So providing information that helps suggest things you really like helps. He also echoed the theme heard throughout the conference of crowds regressing to the mean, that crowds are actually pretty dumb. Stephen Johnson, author of Ghost Map, echoed Eric's ideas and discussed the need to build hunch-supporting ideas. Cultivate hunches, let them simmer, and the moment of insight appears. We've seen this more and more lately, that the moment of inspiration striking out of nowhere rarely happens spontaneously. It usually results from insights and thoughts that are simmering and connections that are made over a period of time. Keith Sawyer does one of the best jobs discussing this in his book, Group Genius, which was mentioned by Dan Heath, the next storyteller.
So Saul has become such a good friend that he allowed me to come here and occupy the slot of death at any conference we do. You have a great morning, everybody's ended, you eat too much at lunch, now we're all ready for a nap. So we're going to do something about that. We're going to have a panel discussion. How's that for an idea?
Dan Heath was introduced by Bill Taylor. Both these guys have written absolutely great books. Bill's book, Mavericks at Work, is a great read. We highly recommend it. Bill introduced Dan, who wrote Made to Stick, another marvelous book you should read if you're innovating. Dan discussed the idea that instead of thinking outside the box, we need to find the right box and get in it. That constraining the universe really helps improve our chances of success. His examples from Hollywood high concept pitch, like Speed was pitched as Die Hard on a bus and Alien was pitched as Jaws on a spaceship, were great. Dan suggests giving someone the gift of the box and try as many boxes as you can until you find the one that liberates you. Instead of trying to think outside the box, find the box that works. Because constraints help improve the chances of success. The more you can make something understandable to someone, the more you'll make it stick. Next, Bill Taylor introduced Dave Balter of Buzz Agent, who talked a lot about his failures prior to his success. I think conferences need a lot more discussion of failures rather than those case studies where everything happens according to a master plan along a linear path. During his talk, Dave had a painter that was in his stories actually there painting a picture. Dave discussed the importance of getting people to become part of the process and ultimately creating word of mouth rather than waiting for it. At the end of the story, Seth, the artist, explained his picture as a summary of some of the points in Dave's talk. Bill Taylor's final trio member was Paul English, the founder of Kayak.com, among other companies. Paul's father was at the early stages of Alzheimer's, and using automated phone systems prevented him from using the phone anymore and robbed him of some of his dignity. Frustrated, Paul started GetHuman.com, an online database that provides free tips on getting past automated phone systems to reach a real, live, breathing person. The site has now become a major consumer movement that publishes best practices for phone services. I really like Paul's comments that the best engineers he hires have empathy and are lazy. We will spend a huge amount of time creating something so we never have to do it again. Paul's many companies and his approach to innovation were a great thing to hear, and I think many of the participants found his talk to be particularly enlightening. Bill then gathered Dan, Dave, and Paul for a panel discussion. Bill summarized 3 points he heard: humanity, connecting with humans, locality, and simplicity, and started the conversation. Dan pointed out that simplicity is not just dumbing things down, it is prioritizing, one of the things that Jason Fried had mentioned during his talk. Dave pointed out that people respond more to recognition than to prizes, and Paul talked about treating people, like actual humans. Finally, he asked for some parting advice. Dan said that ideas don't stick naturally. You have to translate the idea into something people can understand. Paul said having fun is the most important thing, and Dave's response was passion. You have to have passion. All in all, I found the first day of this summit to be great. I thought the storytellers did an excellent job, and I found the conversations during the network breaks to be very stimulating. I'd be very interested if the coordinators of the summit could find people who are in attendance to come tell their stories next year. After 3 years of summits, I'm hoping that some of the people took what they learned back to their job and applied it, and I think it would be a great way for the summit coordinators to kind of rein all this in and show some results. All in all, great first day. I have to go to a client site. If you're interested in the second day or you're interested in learning more about the first day, I had some excellent colleagues who are blogging. You can check out the blog site at the website on your screen. For OVO Innovation, this is Dean Herring signing off. We'll see you next time.